Hey everybody, it's Autumn at Just Move Fitness. And if you're looking for a core workout, I am going to give you one today. So if you're short on time, you just want to throw in some core work after maybe a strength training workout, um, or even a HIIT workout, you can throw this in at the end, at the beginning, whatever you want to do. This is just to show you a little bit about what I plan to do for a class that I will be doing on every fourth Saturday of the month starting in January. That class will be called Blast. It'll be a combination of balance training, legs and glutes, abdominal training, ab work, stretching, and toning. So if you're interested in that class, this is just a little bit of some of the core moves you might see in the class. It's going to be kind of like a yoga, Pilates, strength endurance type workout that's low impact. So this is just, it's a little different. This is all core work. Everything from your shoulders down to your hips is your core. Your core is not just your 6-pack or your 8-pack abs. It's everything that happens inside as well. We have the transverse abdominis, those deep muscles that support your spine. That's what we're going to start the workout doing. We're going to stabilize those muscles, activate those muscles, and then we will dig into a workout. All right. So all you need is a mat or just somewhere to lie down on. You don't even need a pair of shoes. All right. Totally fine. You don't need that. If you're warmed and ready, we can just dive right in. If you're not warm and ready, we're going to actually do a couple of exercises to get the body ready for what's coming. So you are just fine getting started without a warm up. So we're going to start on our back. We're going to roll it down. And before we get started, we're just going to take a few belly breaths, taking a deep breath in your nose, feeling your stomach rise. And then exhale, drawing the belly button in towards your spine without collapsing at your back. Okay, so just take a few breaths in your nose and then out your mouth, pulling the belly button in, bracing through the abs. So as you're breathing, I'm going to explain what we're going to do. We'll do a base exercise for 45 seconds and then a 10-second, I don't want to say more advanced version, but just a little something extra to add on top if you're willing or able to do that today. Okay, you can stay with the exercise I give you, or you can add on that 10-second, I'll put in quotations, power move, depending on what exercise it is. You're going to put your feet on the floor, hands at your side, lift up into a bridge, extending at the hips, pushing through your feet. Take a few breaths. So today is the 10th of November. That is why there's a 10-second little something extra at the end of each exercise. We're going to lower our hips back down to the floor. You're going to put your hands on your hips, and we're going to do an anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. So first the anterior, you're going to roll your hips forward, creating space between your back and the floor. And then you're going to do a posterior tilt where you gently round your hips and lower back into the floor. Let's do that again. So anterior and then posterior. So we're just rocking the hips back and forth. If there's any pain, make it a smaller range of motion, please. You never want to work through joint pain. And then I want you to rest into neutral. So when you're in neutral, and when I say neutral spine, this is what I mean. You rest naturally. There should be a natural curve in your lower back. So when I ask you to maintain neutral spine, that is what I mean, okay? So let's go ahead and flip it over onto all fours. Now, if being in a plank position bothers your wrists, you are welcome to use maybe yoga blocks. You can come up to a fist if that helps. But if it bothers your wrists, let's find a different way to support yourself. We're going to put our knees below our hips, hands below our shoulders. We're going to pull our shoulders away from our ears, keeping your neck long off of your spine. You're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to round up through your back. And then you're going to exhale, flatten your back, pulling your shoulders down, pushing your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Try that again. Deep breath in. And then exhale. So notice I'm not moving my neck. One of the things I notice a lot with this position, it's called cat-cow, is I'll see this portion good. Maybe we'll tuck our chin a little bit, but then we go into extension with the neck, which is not necessary. Keep your neck long. Let's do one more. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Go ahead and find a neutral spine, wherever is comfortable for you, and then sit back into child's pose. If you're already feeling your wrists, you can stretch them out, maybe roll them, open and close your fingers. You're going to come back up to this position. You're going to take your right hand. We're just getting warmed up here. You're going to thread the hand underneath as far as you can without moving through the lower back. and then rotate up. So we're just getting a little bit of mobility through our thoracic spine. Notice I'm not shifting over into my hip. So there's a cup of water on your lower back. You're going to move through the middle of your back, take your head with you. Couple more, go at your own pace. Last one. Once you finish up that one, your supporting arm is probably getting tired, so shake it off really quick, maybe sit back into child's pose. And then when you're ready, other hand palm up, thread it underneath, and then pull it up behind you, only as far as you can without dropping or rotating at your hips. Taking your eyes with you, bracing through your core, belly button is lifted up toward your spine. Go ahead and do one more, please. And then everybody sit back into child's pose. Same thing, if your wrists are feeling that, stretch them out, extend. We're gonna get going with our workout. We are gonna stay in this quadruped position. I'm gonna push play. I'm gonna show you the first exercise first. I'll face this way to see the board. Spinal stability. So our knees are below our shoulders. Our knees are below our shoulders. Our hands are below our shoulders. Knees are below our hips. Shoulders are down and back, nice and long through the spine from your head down to your tailbone. You're going to take one of your arms, let's say your right arm, and then your left leg. You're going to extend them in a long line. The goal here is to stabilize spinal stability, meaning you don't hike or shift, and your arms and legs never come up past a comfortable range of motion, okay? So we're going to alternate sides at a comfortable pace for us. 45 seconds of work. In 3, 2, 1, let's move. So we're going to go through this block of work, or this set, this circuit twice. You have to forgive me, I just taught class. So my body is a little fatigued, my brain's a little fatigued, but we're in this together. I'm sure you've had a long day as well. Focus on lengthening all the way down, continuing to breathe from your head down to your tailbone. One thing I want you to pay attention to is that you don't shift your body weight backwards when you do spinal stability. So you want to make sure you push your body so that your knees are about below your hips. Lengthen and reset. Now keep working. As soon as we hear the timer, we're going to do a 10-second quadruped hold, which I will preview right here. Lift your knees up off of the floor, curl your toes under, and breathe, maintaining a long spine. Hold it without rounding your back. 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the floor, sit back into child's pose. Next exercise, we're going to turn it over onto our backs, face up. So this is pretty much a supine or face up spinal stability, and it's called the dead bug. So find that natural curve in your lower back, neutral spine. Lift your arms up, bring your feet up off the floor. Knees are above the hip, arms are above the shoulder. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg while you maintain spinal stability and bring it back up. So if this longer lever length causes your lower back to hyperextend, you can always tap your heel and shorten up the range of motion with your upper body. If it bothers your shoulders, you can always bend your elbow and bring it back up. Find what works for your body and keep working, keep breathing. So on this one, after 45 seconds, you have 2 options. You can continue this movement pattern for another 10 seconds, or look up here really quick. You can extend both arms, both legs as far as you can and pull it back up. Here we go. You decide what's best for your body today. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. You've got 3, 2. Go ahead and finish up whatever one you're on. And rest. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Relax your lower back. Next exercise is a side plank dip. We're going to turn onto our side. Let's go ahead and put our left elbow down. So I'm going to mirror you. Elbows below the shoulders. Elbows going to be in line with your hip and your knee. So pull the knee back. Here we go. Option number 1, knees are stacked. You're going to dip and lift straight up towards the ceiling. Now, if you find this option to not be challenging for you, take your top leg and extend it. So my bottom leg is bent. I'm going to drop my hip towards the floor and drive it back up. If you're still not finding this option to be challenging, you can extend both legs. Okay, dip it and lift it. Now imagine there's a wall behind you, so don't overly rotate here. keeping your shoulder away from your ear. Remember your options. When we hear the timer, for 10 seconds, we're gonna hold this top hip up as high as we can. If this is bothering your shoulders, rest for a second and hold. Here we go, 10, 9, maybe you wanna lift this leg. Make it your own, your body, your workout. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, rest. All right, team, we're on our backs again, face up. Roll it back. Here's the exercise, hands behind your head. I want you to think torso, legs, legs, torso. Here we go. Torso, legs, legs, torso. Now supporting your head with your hands. Keep your chin away from your chest. Draw the belly button in towards your spine. And if that bothers your lower back, you can lift here, lift one leg, and then alternate sides. Sometimes we need to regress to progress. Sometimes we have to back off a little bit, build up our strength, and then revisit it down the road and try that more challenging progression. If this is challenging for you today, own it and work. Come on, team, keep it up. When you hear that timer, your option is to hold your isometric crunch or hold it and lift your legs and lower them. As soon as we hear it, I'll let you know if you don't hear it. There it is, torso up. You're right here, or you're holding the isometric crunch. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet on the floor, quick bridge. Stretch out those hip flexors. All right, team, side plank on the other side. Now, if those are bothering your shoulders, you go ahead and set up because you know how to do it. You could always be on your back and be doing an oblique curl. Okay, so if you had to sit the last one out because of a shoulder injury or shoulder pain, you can always do an oblique curl. Elbow below the shoulder, you guys are on. Hip in line with the elbow, knee in line with the hip. Long line, so look down. Nice long line. Top hip, make sure it's not dropping. Arm up, drop, and lift. Sometimes with the camera angle, because from my camera, it looks like I'm dropping this hip, but I'm not. I'm bringing it straight down, straight back up, okay? Straight down, straight back up. 15 more seconds, making sure you're not collapsing on that bottom shoulder, keeping your neck long, trying not to tuck your chin. It should be hard. Feel underneath. That should be all the way tight right there. In 3 seconds, you're gonna hold. Ready? Hold, stay there. You can lift your top leg if you choose. You can keep it on the floor. Do what you need to do. Hold, hold, hold. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully turn it over. Sit back into child's pose. All right, we're gonna go through all those exercises one more time. You could go through them again if you would like. You could also stop here and call it a day. We're gonna start over with that spinal stability first, okay? I'm gonna turn this way so I can see the clock. 8 seconds, open and close your arms. Okay, get ready. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Alternate extending, opposite arm, opposite leg. Smooth and controlled. Remember, there's a cup of water on the back, on the small of your back. Try to get your biceps to your ears as you extend. And it's not about how high you lift. Lengthen fingertip to the bottom of your foot. We've got 20 seconds left. You're in control of your speed. You're in control of your range of motion. When we hear the timer, you can stay with what we have, or you can curl your toes under, hover your knees about an inch off of the floor, and maintain spinal stability. Ready? Do it. Here we go, whatever you decide. Notice nothing changes at the back. I hover my knees, nothing changes at the back. Quads are working, shoulders are working, core is working. 3, 2, and time. Knees down, sit back. Breathe. All right, we're gonna turn it over. We are on to the dead bug. You're gonna roll it back. You're gonna bring your knees above your hips, belly button strong, in towards your spine. Arms are up, shoulders down and back. Here we go, maintain spinal stability. Extend, pull it back up. Now, the longer you extend your legs, the harder this exercise becomes and the more stress there is on the lower back. So keep that in mind. If you feel that pulling or pain in the lower back, you can shorten your range of motion or you can tap your heel. How are we doing, team? We working? Keep it up. You might start to feel a little shake. Keep that belly button strong. Keep working, keep breathing. 10 seconds left. Now listen, you can stay with what we have, or you can extend both arms and both legs as long as there's no pain. Here we go. You decide. But I'm going to remind you, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you. Belly button's pulled in strong. Support your lower back. And time, knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Side plank. All right, side plank time. Go ahead and pick an elbow, any elbow. Remember your options to do an oblique curl. Elbow below the shoulder. You decide which level here. Knees together, one leg extended, or both legs up. Let's go. Drop and lift. You decide. Down and up. I'm going to remind you that anything is better than nothing. Sometimes picking that, I'm going to put in quotations, harder exercise is not necessarily what's best for our bodies for that day. All right, I want you to find the option that's challenging for you, that will help you to get stronger and more efficient in life. This is life training. You need a strong core to help support you through life. 15 seconds to go. If your shoulder's starting to hurt, take it out, flip over onto your back and do an oblique curl. Ready? 5 seconds and we're gonna hold up in the air. Come on, team, I know it's starting to burn. Hold, 10 seconds. My dogs are right there watching me. Hi, boys. 3, 2, time. Flip it over into child's pose. Extend, drop your head. A little harder second time around. Torso, legs, legs, torso. On our backs, face up. Roll yourself back one vertebrae at a time. Let me remind you. Support your neck with your hands, chin away from your chest. You're gonna peel your torso up, lift your feet, lower your feet, lower your head. Deep breath in, exhale up. Keep on breathing. 30 seconds. Option, single leg. If there's any neck pain, remember to literally hold your head with your hands, cradle your fingers around your head. 15 seconds, I can see the timer now. And then I'll remind you, you can stay with what you have, or you're gonna hold and you're gonna lift single or both legs. In 5 seconds, we start. In 3, 2, go. You decide. 10 seconds of work. Option. Come on, lift those shoulders. Lift them, lift them, lift them. 3, 2, time. Feet on the floor, hands down. Lift up into a bridge. Should feel a nice stretch through the front of the body. Hips down. All right. Here we go. Side plank on the other side. I hope you remember which side you already did. Here we go. Proper position. Elbow below your shoulder. The tendency is to have the elbow super far away from the body. Keep it snug. Lift up out of the shoulder. Shoulders down and back. Look down at your own body. Let's go. I think it's my camera angle. Let me do that. There we go. Down and up. Drop the hip and then lift it up. There's that wall. There's one in front of you and one behind you. So as you dip, nothing changes. Are we starting to work? If you touched underneath, it should all be super fired up right here. Down and up. Keep going, maintain, keep working. We'll do a quick stretch after this. If you plan on getting a more of a workout in after this, don't worry about stretching yet. You can jump right into what you had planned for yourself. All right, let's hold 10, 9, open the chest, lift the fingertips up, breathe, focus, your finish line is right there. Let it go. Hip down, roll onto your back. So if you don't plan on doing anything else, Awesome work. You got in your core training today. And if that's you, if you're done for the day, stay with me. We'll do a quick stretch. If you plan on doing something further today, go ahead and turn this video off and get to what you have planned. All right, those of us that are going to call it a day, you're going to lie down. Bracing through your core, bring your knees up towards your chest, rocking side to side. Take a few deep breaths in, shoulders down, keeping your knees together. Let the knees fall to the right side. Don't force them to the floor. Upper back should be flat. Open up your arms, palms up, and breathe. So you should feel a good stretch through the side. If there's any pain through the lower back, make it a little bit smaller. Maybe you're forcing your knees too far. In your nose, out your mouth. Deep breath in your nose, bracing through your core. Bring your feet back to neutral. Bring your knees up to your chest. Hug them in. Rock side to side gently. Keeping your knees together, deep breath in. As you exhale, let your knees fall to the left side. You might need to adjust your hips. Open up your arms, palms up. So you should be feeling a stretch through the chest and shoulder as well. If you feel like your shoulders hiking up, take your hand lower until you can get the stretch and also connect with the floor. Deep breath in, bracing through your core once again. You're going to bring your feet back to center. I'm going to have you bring your knees to your chest to readjust your hips, rock side to side. We're going to put our feet on the floor, arms at our side. We're going to do a little posterior pelvic tilt, rounding our back into the floor, and then lift up into a bridge. On this exercise or this stretch, it's not about how high up you get. A lot of times I'll see somebody lift and then flare out their rib cage. Try not to do that. Ultimately, you should feel a stretch through the front, maybe a little glute activation, a little hamstring activation. You're going to lower back down. You're going to very carefully, one limb at a time, extend your legs. Make sure your lower back doesn't hyperextend. Turn your palms up. Take your right arm. You're going to circle it up as high as you can without any pain. Hold it for a moment. If this is your best range, maybe a bent elbow. Stay there and breathe. Deep breath in. You're going to exhale, circle your right arm back to your hip. Let's do the left side. Be mindful of any pain that you feel. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift it up slowly. And hold. If you feel like your shoulders hiking up, bring your arm lower or bend your elbow. Deep breath in. You're going to exhale, bring your arm back to your hip. You're going to bring your knees in again one more time. Rock it side to side. Put one foot on the floor. Opposite side, rock yourself up to a seated position. You're going to scoot yourself back so your legs can extend. We're going to take our right leg, cross it over top of the left. You're going to hug the knee in towards your chest, sitting up tall. You're going to wrap your left arm around your right knee and look over your right shoulder. Come back to the middle. You're going to extend your leg. Take your left foot, cross it over top. Sitting up tall on your sit bones. Wrap your right arm around your left knee, hugging it in. And then rotate, look over your left shoulder. Come back to the center. You'll uncross your legs, bending your knees. We're going to flip it over carefully. And you're just going to sit back into child's pose with your knees together. Sit your hips back into your heels. You're going to crawl yourself forward on your elbows until they're below your shoulders and your hips touch the ground. And then lift your chest up. We're going to sit back in a child's pose this time, feet together, knees out. Okay, so turn the knees out. Give your hips some space. And then we're gonna walk back out. This time, if this was not a good enough stretch for the upper body, for the torso, put your hands below your shoulders, turn your toes under, shoulders down and back, and lift. Push yourself back into child's pose one more time. Biceps to the ears, relaxing the lower back. You're gonna bring your hands towards your knees. You're gonna roll it up. You're gonna put your toes down, heels down on the floor, and you're gonna roll it up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, resetting your posture. Awesome job today, you guys. I hope you had a great core workout, and I look forward to seeing you in the future in one of my classes. Have a fabulous day, you guys. I'll see you soon.